So the purpose of this recording is to supplement the article on the wiki that demonstrates how to create your own reusable custom validation types. If you look at the article, it has 4 simple steps for you to follow. We're going to go through these steps one by one and see if we can create our own reusable custom validation types to augment the Angular UI form custom validations. So the first step is to create a JavaScript file that will hold the the attributes that will be used to create the directives that represent your custom validation types. So I recommend creating this file and storing it in the same folder where you have all your other directives. So in this example, we have a file called test company validation types. And if you look at step number 2, it gives you a piece of code that will serve as a template for getting you started. Paste that code in the file that you create, and you can name it whatever. You can name the module whatever you want to. Here we're just naming it directives.testCompany validation types, but you can name it directives. Whatever your company name is. This is basically the file that will house all your custom validations. In this file, you will add attributes, and the file, as you can see, there are some examples we already have added here. We have a validation P is required and validation K is required. If you look at the validator, you will see the regex function that evaluates the value that is placed in the input field. It returns true if the field has a valid value. It returns false if the value is false, and the error message will be displayed if the value is false. Then move on to step number 3, which is to include your script tag for your custom validation types right under the script tag for the Angular UI form validations in your index.html file. And the final step is to inject the dependency in your app module controller. So simply go to your app module controller and inject the dependency to your custom validation types. You are now ready to test your directives, and that is it. It's that simple. As we can see now, the validation P, validation K is required. All are firing correctly.